Okay everyone, hey, welcome back. In this video we're going to be looking at something called Foursquare. Foursquare is a relatively new player in the social media scene. It was introduced in 2009. How this works is very cool. It relies on mobile devices, with internet access, that is. So here's how this works. So somebody with a mobile device comes into your business, and with their mobile device they then check in. And then once they do that, which takes a couple seconds, the check-in then posts to their MySpace, Facebook, or Twitter pages. And so basically it updates to their social network to let everyone in their network know what they're doing and where they're at any given time. So that's basically the gist of it. But as a business owner, this is very powerful stuff because essentially it's kind of like hyper-local viral marketing, right? So what that means is everybody that comes into your business has then the ability to tell everyone in their social network where they're at, which gives you instant exposure to that person's social network. Now, Foursquare is mainly intended for shop owners. It's not particularly effective if you're, say, a dentist or a lawyer or something like that. In other words, if you're not getting a whole lot of people that visit you on a regular basis, then Foursquare isn't that helpful, although I suppose it couldn't hurt. So it's mainly intended for shop owners, right? So here's how you get started with Foursquare. So this is how it works. So what you do is you go to this page. This is foursquare.com/businesses. And if you scroll down here, you'll see this search bar. You type in what your business is. It should have it registered. This is using Google. And then you should see a screen like this up here. And then you just click that button up there and claim the venue. And that's it. And then you can basically get started with Foursquare. So now once you've registered your venue, then when people come into your shop with mobile devices, they'll be able to check in and to let people know where they're at. Okay, so there are quite a few ways that your business can start using Foursquare to generate more business. I found a really great article, and I'd like to go through some of these ideas here with you. So the first on the list is give your mayor special perks. The mayor of Foursquare is the person who checks into your location the most, and that's something that you want people to do. You want to encourage people to sign in to your venue with Foursquare because, again, that gives you exposure to their whole social network. So if you look here, basically what this is, person has posted a sign here, the Foursquare mayor drinks for free. So basically whoever checks in the most at the end of the week, they don't have to pay for drinks. Obviously this doesn't work if you're a dry cleaner or a scrapbooking place or whatever, but if you're a tavern, that's a pretty good idea. And if you're another business, all you have to do is brainstorm, what kind of incentive can you give people for checking in. Another thing you could do is simply offer discounts to anybody that checks in. So whether you make the offer valid every day or only on certain days, it's a nice way to reward your frequent customers. So that's another possibility. We'll look at a couple of others here. Let them earn points towards a reward for check-ins. So in lieu of frequent customer card, try the Foursquare equivalent. The app tells you how many times someone's checked into your business. Let them know that on their 5th or 10th or 12th or whatever it is check-in, that meal's on them, right? Okay, so we'll look at another one here. These are just some ideas to get you started. I mean, really, there's a whole lot of possibilities, but some of these are really good, and I wanted to go through them. The other thing you can do is promote a special for the first X number of customers to check in. So, for example, some place called East Village Cupcakery offers a free cupcake to the first 10 people to check in each day, and they've seen their sales increase significantly since they started promoting themselves on Foursquare. If you read here, there's a little comment, but basically that strategy has worked particularly well for that business. Alright, look next on the list. Treats for first-time check-ins, checking in for the first time. This is what it says, hey, your first beer, soda, whatever, is on us. Okay, so we'll look at another one. You can attract new customers with specials nearby. One of the best opportunities on Foursquare to attract new customers is the specials nearby function. When a user checks in at a nearby establishment, they also are notified if there are any deals being offered at places close by. So basically this means you partner with nearby businesses, which is also part of the networking thing that's really powerful about social media. So that's another idea to consider. Next, you can plan an event around Foursquare. You can use Foursquare's new tools to track your customers. So in upcoming weeks, and actually this article's old, so this already happened, But in upcoming weeks, Foursquare will be launching some awesome tools that will give you tons more information about your customers. The New York Times reports that the new capabilities will allow you to see important details such as who's checking in, what times are the busiest at your business, and the ratio of male to female customers. You'll also have the ability to offer instant promotions, useful when a customer hasn't visited in a while, somebody stopped by. So this is really cool. So these are new free tools, excuse me, that Foursquare is now offering that allow you to get a really comprehensive demographic breakdown of who is coming into your store. So that's very cool. That's free market research is what that is called. And that's really powerful. So it's definitely something to consider. Okay, we'll look at the next idea here. It says get more personal. So Foursquare is perfect for getting up close and personal with your customers. You'll know who your best customer is by their mayor status, but you can also reach out to your other frequent customers and reconnect with those who haven't visited in a while. It's a unique chance to put a face to your business and show your clientele that you'd like to have fun with them. So, check out what others are doing. There are literally hundreds of ways to implement Foursquare into a promotion for your business. You're only limited by your imagination. So, Butterlane's Bow, whatever that name is, says, "We're thrilled to work with Foursquare. They're responsive, creative, and easy to work with. So if you dream up something crazy, get in touch with them and they'll try to make it happen." Okay, so get another idea, and Foursquare is a game, and you should always look at it that way. Actually, I think it's more of a promotional tool. That's one way to look at it. It obviously won't blow your sales out of the water or completely replace your marketing department, but it certainly is a unique chance to connect with your customers on an individual level and build relationships with them. And ultimately, it's really all about having fun with your clients. Okay, so those are some of the really, really cool things that you can do with Foursquare. Again, like I said at the beginning, it's mainly intended for people who have a physical location that people visit frequently. But at the same time, it doesn't really hurt if you are a doctor or a lawyer or an engineer or a dentist or whatever. It still wouldn't hurt to use it, I suppose. But yeah, it's very powerful stuff, and it's really catching on. Particularly as web-based cell phones that kind of explode in popularity and come down in cost, and increasing numbers of people are using these devices. Foursquare, I predict, in the next 1 or 2 years, is going to be even dramatically more popular than it is now, probably by a factor of 4, 5, 6, something like that. So a heck of a lot more people are going to be using Foursquare in the near future because of the number of people purchasing web phones, particularly as those phones become cheaper. So it's really something to start doing, something to start brainstorming. Brainstorm what offers you can make to people, and basically just be creative with it. So yeah, so that's basically Foursquare in a nutshell. I think it's really powerful, and it can really have a profound effect on your business if you're willing to give it a chance. In the next video that we're going to be looking at, I'm going to be talking a little bit more detail about what I mean by building relationships and the all-important engagement. So that will be the topic of the next video. I think you're really going to like it. I think it's one of the best of the series. So thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. So long.
Welcome to Camtasia Studio 7. If you're new to Camtasia Studio and you want to get started quickly, you're in the right place. We encourage you to watch this 5-minute video to learn the basics of using the editor, including how to navigate the timeline, make some basic edits, and add special effects. The preview window is where you see the video during playback. The playback controls are located under the preview window. In fact, the video you're watching in the preview window is a sample project playing directly from the timeline you see below. After you watch this video, we hope you take some time to practice what you've learned using the content on the timeline. So let's start with the timeline. This is where you assemble and edit your videos. At the top of the timeline, tick marks represent time in terms of minutes and seconds. When building a video, you'll work in a horizontal manner, beginning from the left and moving sequentially through time towards the right. To make precise cuts and selection, use the zoom slider to magnify the view of the timeline. And when adding elements to your video, such as a call-out or audio clips, these are placed on different tracks. Tracks are created automatically, when you need them, when elements are added to the timeline. So depending on your video, you may be working with several tracks at one time. To change the position of an element on the timeline, just drag it. To change the length of an element, drag the edges in either direction. An important part of the timeline is the playhead. The playhead moves the timeline and indicates the current frame displayed in the preview window. To view your video, click play in the preview window. Notice how the video and the timeline's playhead stay in sync? Click anywhere on the timeline and the playhead moves to that point. The green section of the playhead is called the in point. Click and drag the in point to make the beginning of a selection. The red section of the playhead is called the out point. Just click and drag the out point to make the end of a selection. To bring the sections of the playhead back together, double-click the gray playhead. To split a video clip, position the playhead at the desired location and click the split button. And if you want to remove a portion of your video, make a selection with the in and out points, then click the cut button. If you make a mistake while editing, click the undo button. Next, we'll look at the clip bin and the library. The clip bin holds recordings, audio files, images, and title slides being used in the project you're currently working on. Then there's the library. It stores video clips, intros, callouts, title slides, and other elements that you want to use from project to project. The library is also pre-populated with professional animations, music, sound effects, and other content you can use in your video for free. To add your own clips or video sequences to the library, make a selection on the timeline, right-click, and choose Add to Library. To include clips and other elements in your video, drag them from the clip bin or library and drop them onto the timeline. The tabs located above the timeline are task pages used for adding and editing special effects. You can add callouts to emphasize a key point. You can insert a transition between clips for a professional look. Apply zoom and pan effects to focus on important details. And draw attention to the cursor by changing the color, size, and more. If you double-click an element on a track, the playhead moves to the beginning of that element, and its task page opens, allowing you to make edits to that element. So we've shown you a few ways you can navigate and edit your video, but how do you get content into your video? Well, to make a new screen recording, click the Record Screen button. If you already have an audio or video recording to use, click the Import Media button. When you've made edits and added effects to your video and you're ready to share it, you need to produce the project to create a shareable video. Click the Produce and Share button, step through the wizard, and Camtasia Studio creates a viewer-friendly, shareable MP4 file ready to upload to screencast.com, your blog, or a website. Well, it's time for you to try Camtasia Studio out for yourself using the content on the timeline. The help file in Camtasia Studio will help you use each of the Camtasia Studio features and applications. The Learning Center on TechSmith.com has in-depth video tutorials and other sample projects to download and practice with. So we hope you enjoy Camtasia Studio. And happy screencasting!